Hey guys, welcome to another pick a card reading. This will be a general reading about what you are not seeing at this moment, kind of like your blind spot. So connect to your intuition and pick one of these piles groups. So feel into them and choose one or more. We will start with this group. So this will be group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. So group number 1, you have the Hanged Man and you have facing your fears. So what you are not seeing is that you're trying to push through your fear somehow and to push through your resistance, when in fact right now what is needed from you is to stay still and to focus on your inner world. So do some inner work, do some shadow work, maybe talk with someone, maybe try out some ceremonies, or just stay in one place. Even if you are moving physically, try to go inwards. So what you're not seeing is that this need to go inwards, and maybe you're constantly trying to go places or to go out and have some fun, when what is happening is something inside you needs your attention. Maybe this is a fear you're having, maybe this is a specific thing that you cannot actually see this thing unless you focus on your inner world. The Hanged Man is usually related to when you need to pause, you need to hit the pause button so that you have the time and space and energy to focus on what is going on inside of you. For some of you, I'm sensing there is some suppressed emotions, because I'm starting to feel some suppressed and bottled up emotions in my throat somehow. So this may not be all of you, but for some of you in this group, I'm feeling like lots of suppressed sadness or grief maybe. So you have this fear of expressing or accepting the way you feel. So maybe you are, I don't know, maybe you're constantly trying to keep up with the positive attitude and vibe, but in fact, inside you are not feeling so happy. And there is nothing wrong with that. In fact, life is about all the spectrum of the emotions, so you cannot actually be happy all the time, and there is no need to push yourself. Maybe try to tune into your inner being and your higher self or your guides, and just feel what is going on inside of you, and maybe try to express some of the things that you are holding on in your throat, like in your throat area, because definitely there is something there. I'm feeling like something suppressed there. Definitely take a break, take a break. Find some time to process and to reflect on what is going on inside of you, because otherwise like the universe may stop you from outside. So you know how the universe sometimes, when you need to do something and you're not doing it, the universe starts putting outside obstacles so that you can finally see what the universe is trying to tell you. So in your case, this may result in delays or cancelled plans from outside, or for example, you may be stuck in traffic a lot and things like this, because the universe is trying, and your higher self also, and also your subconscious mind, they are all trying to make you stop for a while and to stop with the hustle and bustle and remain still and silent for a period of time. Do not push through your fear. So what you're not seeing, maybe that you are trying to get rid of your fear instead of becoming intimate with your fear. So something that you need to keep in mind is that you don't need to be afraid of your fear. So sit with your fear and pay attention to it. Be present with it. Do not try to push it away. Eventually, it will cry a bit less and less, just like a small child. Like, you know how little children, when they are afraid, they just need your attention, and they become less afraid. The same thing goes for your inner child. So maybe you're afraid subconsciously that if you stop, your fears will get all over the place. So if you stop, you will have to face yourself and your fears and your inner demons. But actually, the opposite might happen, and you will finally arrive at a place where you're at peace with whatever is going on inside of you. So there is this strong Pisces energy. So I don't know, maybe lots of you, maybe Pisces. Okay, I think that this is just one more thing I'm getting for you. So this whole thing may be I forgot what I wanted to say. So maybe this is not meant for you. Okay. So thank you very much for watching, and feel free to leave a comment if this resonated with you. I would be happy to read it. And also, if you would like a personal reading, I have my contact down below in the description box, and you can message me on Instagram or send me an email. Okay, moving on to group number 2. We have 9 of Cups in reverse, and we have setting up parameters. So what I'm getting for you is that what you're not seeing is your poor boundaries, actually. So your blind spot may be that you give too much of yourself away. Maybe for some of you this may be like too much partying, because everybody around you is like, oh, hey, do you want to do that? And you're like, yeah, of course, but actually deep down you don't really want to do this. So this may be like a fear of abandonment. And what you actually need to do right now is to set up some boundaries and parameters, like to see and to pay attention to your surroundings and to your friends or like relationships, and to see if they are actively crossing your boundaries, or nobody wants to cross your boundaries, but you are the one who crosses your own boundaries because of your fears of abandonment or fears of you get the point. So you may be feeling deep down very lonely, but you're not seeing this. So you need your own presence and you need your own attention, because part of you is very sad and like resentful towards you because of all the things that you have put on your plate that are a bit too much already, because this part wants genuine connection and genuine love, for example, or friendship, but like this part of you doesn't want to do things in order to get the love that you want and you need. So this part really needs authentic connections without you sacrificing something from yourself. So what you're not seeing is that you actually don't, many of you don't want to do the things that you are doing for other people. You need to put some boundaries and to say, this is my time, this is my free time, this is my space, this is what I want, this is what I need. So what I'm getting is, this is what I'm getting. For some of you, not for everybody, but for some of you, you are trying to get away from yourself by misusing some kind of substances, or for example, spending too much time on your phone, or too much time caretaking other people's best interest. And when you actually do this, I'm feeling a part of you feels very lonely. So by trying to be not so lonely, you are actually feeling more lonely. So this is what you are not seeing. And the message from this card, I'm going to read it to you now. Assess your relationships and determine how they are aligned with your goals. Setting boundaries requires an honest evaluation of your present relationships. So see how your present relationships are aligned or not aligned with your best interests, and how you actually can balance things out without giving too much of your, without sacrificing yourself. And develop maybe a healthier lifestyle somehow, more the healthy form of routine and everyday habits. This is something that will help you out. Okay, so what I'm feeling right now is that this may be a bit triggering for you, but what I'm feeling is that some of you didn't have this secure attachment figure when you were growing up, so maybe like a bit of toxicity in your family. This is not for everybody that is in this group, but for some of you I'm feeling very strongly. So this somehow blurred how you see healthy relationships. So maybe you didn't get to see what a healthy relationship is, and you think that you need to sacrifice a lot, and that you cannot be your true self, like your true authentic self, because if you are absolutely 100% yourself and you say how you feel, maybe you think that people will abandon you because of this childhood trauma of lack of healthy attachment figure in your life. This is a bit, I'm getting that this message was a bit hard actually, and I didn't want that. I wanted it to be softer, because I'm feeling that something that you need is softness in your life and healthy relationships. So some car engine starting on the street, sorry. But yes, definitely, I feel I feel your energy very, very sweet and soft actually, and very loving. And this is why you are after relationships, and this is why sometimes you may sacrifice yourself, because you're such a, loving person. You need this reciprocity. So you need to see your value, and you need to see how you don't, you deserve this secure attachment with another person or with a group of people. And what you're not seeing, I'm feeling that some of the things that you're not seeing is actually your value and your goodness and your lovable qualities inside of you. So you definitely deserve to have boundaries and people to respect your boundaries. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to leave a comment if this resonated with you. And if you would like a personal reading, I have my contacts down below in the description box. Moving on to group number 3. Okay. We have 5 of Cups and we have Convey Your Meaning. So this is related to your emotional well-being, what you're not seeing, and this is like I'm getting this is something with a relationship kind of thing where you feel actually like you're holding on to resentment, but you're not realizing it or you're not seeing it, because maybe your partner or your friend or your colleague or some person that you were one-on-one did or say things that made you feel very like emotionally drained or emotionally down somehow. So this is like lots of hurt and sadness inside of you, but you are actually trying to avoid them maybe, or like you're trying to push through them. This is definitely a relationship thing. So for most of you, this will be like with a partner, with a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a husband or a wife. So this is like lots of conflicts I'm feeling, lots of ups and downs and insecurity, but you're trying to tell yourself that this will pass, when in fact this has been maybe going on for quite some time now for many of you. For some of you, this is like a one single situation that you're still holding on to, but for most of you, this is like this has happened quite a few times now already. You have 2 fives, so this is a time for a change. You're trying to deny the fact that something is no longer giving you happiness. This is maybe the heaviest groups of all. Lack of communication is definitely something that is going on here. So lack of respectful communication. Something that I can give you like an advice if you feel like it's worth it to try to save the communication and the dynamic in the relationship. Oh, by the way, the hour right now is 5:55 p.m. So lots of 5. So you may be seeing 5 everywhere. If you're seeing it, this is the universe trying to tell you that it's time to change path. It's time. It's no longer like the current path you're on, especially with this relationship. It's like it's not the best thing for you right now. Okay, so where was I going? Like, what was I about to say? Oh, okay. I have this method. I don't remember where I saw it, but it's a way to express your emotions with another person without attacking them or without them attacking you. So if you want me, I can tell it to you right now. But for you to do this, both people need to be on board with this, because it requires both people to kind of participate in this. So we have 5 steps to do this. The first step is, you sit next to each other, and one of the people needs to start with this process, and the other person needs to listen deeply with understanding and empathy. So the first step is actually to express your anger and to express how the other person, really drive you mad in this situation that you have at hand. Just make sure to not insult the other person when you're doing this. When you feel like the anger is out of you, then you move to the second step, which is to express your sadness and your grief and how this person actually hurt you, and yeah, this is the second step. When you feel like you have already expressed all the hurt inside of you, then you move to the third step, which is to express your fears, and also your traumas from the past that this situation or this person actually activated in you. This is like a very vulnerable part of these 5 steps. When you feel like you have already expressed like your fears and your childhood or like your past memories that this thing brought up in you, then you move to the fourth step, which is understanding and taking responsibility for your part. So this is when you say that you're ready to take responsibility about your part in the relationship and about what you did wrong or what you didn't do when you had to do. Yeah, you get my point. Then when you feel like this is out of your system, you go to the step number 5, which is about expressing your love towards the other person and your understanding and empathy and how you wish your relationship to go in the future, how you wish things to be between you and the other person. So when you feel like you have totally expressed everything that was inside of you, then you switch roles. So the other person that was listening does the same thing now. So, but this is only if you feel like it's worth it. For some of you, it will be worth it, but for many of you, it's time to change. So even if you stay with the same person, you need to drastically change the way you communicate with each other, because otherwise the universe will make sure that you change course by escalating the heat, So what you're not seeing is time for a change, like a drastic one, especially with the two fives and the hour that was 555. So I'm gonna read this message for you on this card. Reflect on the way you communicate with others and with yourself. Be sure to express your thoughts and feelings from your heart and respect and sincerity. So they have very similar meanings, the two cards. Okay, so I hope this was helpful for you, and for most of you, this is grief that you're holding on to, like a sadness or despair, even despair for some of you. So what you're not seeing is that the situation that is causing you this needs to shift and needs to transform into something else. So if you feel like the other person really can understand you and you can understand them, then you can try to make things work. But be really in reality when you're thinking about this. Maybe you can consult with another person or a therapist or somebody that has more of an objective perspective about this relationship that you're trying to fix. Yes, this was your message, and I hope this was helpful for you. And if you would like a personal reading, I have my contact down below in the description box. Feel free to leave a comment if this resonated with you. And thank you very much for watching.